She was like, he mad at me, but he was like, when he was my age, he was selling crack.
Oh my God. So let's set it up. How many kids do you have? Names, ages, things like that.
Okay. I got a daughter and 2 stepdaughters. Kiera is my oldest. She's 25. It's my stepdaughter from a previous marriage. Germany, she's 18. That's my biological daughter. And you got Jayana. She's my current wife's daughter. You know what I'm saying? But Kiera, who's 25 now, I've been in her life since she was 5 years old.
Wow.
Jayana, who's 13, about to be 14 now, same thing. I've been around since she was 4 or 5. You know
Man. So
all girls.
All girls, bro.
Yeah.
Girl dad.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So I have 3 sons.
Damn.
Yeah. And my oldest son is from my wife's son from a previous relationship as well. And I find that to be like a tricky dynamic to navigate. You know, some guys have trouble, stepping into that role for one reason or another. So what was it like for you stepping into that role?
Man, honestly, it's just like you said. I learned what to do by what my stepfather didn't do. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and he used to tell on me a lot. My mom, things he saw me do, my mom would come ask me about it, and I didn't never want to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I didn't. But it's awkward when you're a stepdad stepping in, but I'm a man at the same time.
And
you jumping on the damn couch. Stop jumping on the couch.
Word.
I don't need to go tell your mother you're jumping on the couch. Like, you know what
Word.
I'm saying? At the same time, I'm providing and I'm taking care of you and everything like that. And I love you. So I felt there was no problem, but you know what I mean?
You mentioned your stepfather. I want to talk about what was your relationship like with your dad? Your dad was a DJ, correct?
Yeah. Johnny P, a DJ, man. You know what I'm saying? Bus driver. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
And so what was your relationship like growing up?
My pops, I never saw him take a smoke. I never saw him drink. He's also not my biological father, but I'm named after him, and my daughter is named after him. And he been there since I can remember. Like, I don't from day one. I'm talking about long as I can remember, and I can remember until I was about 2 years old.
Where were you in your life when you became a father? You mentioned you have the oldest. So talk about, where you were in your life when you had to step into that role.
I was 19. My baby mom had got pregnant. Only a few months after seeing her, so I knew her kid, but I didn't have a relationship with her. I was in like a work release program. I was in a halfway house, a federal halfway house. So when I got out the federal halfway house, I had moved in with her, and I was there every day. When my daughter came, she was going to work. I was taking care of the kids and everything. So it always been both of them. Since my daughter been alive, it never was just one of them. So I learned that through taking care of my kid and learning things from my pops, Johnny P, and learning things from my stepdad. You know what I mean? And I just did it. And learning things from my homeboys. Let me say that. I watched my boy City Boy take care of his kid. Then I watched my older brother. He had a kid next, and then I was the last one to have a kid. These boys used to have their kids with them all the time. You know what I'm saying? We used to be riding around, and they had their kids with them. So I learned from them too. She right with me. She in another truck.
Oh, nice.
For real.
So it's still to this day you keep it
to this day, right now, at this moment. You know what I mean?
That's amazing, bro. One of my favorite Benny Rap Dad moments was when you tweeted a screenshot. This was maybe 5 or so years ago of your daughter. She was sharing with you her beauty routine schedule and her expenses.
Right.
And then you captioned the tweet with, "My 13-year-old thinks she's the boss of me."
Right.
Like, talk about the bond that you have with your daughters and how you establish that bond.
I established that bond by, being truthful with them, being upfront with them. Especially in a situation where I wasn't with their mom, you know what I'm saying? Because you can't leave your kid's mother to speak for you in those type of situations.
Right.
So it's a lot of times where I had to speak for myself. Do y'all know certain truths or why I'm not there? Like, do y'all know that? Have she spoke to y'all about that? So, just being closer with them. Like, they my friends at the end of the day. They grown, you know what I'm saying? They 18 to 25.
Right.
Shorty about to be 14. So you got to be upfront with your kids, you know what I'm saying? They gotta know you in and out. just like you know them. You know what I'm saying? They understand things more. So definitely, man, I was always like a transparent parent. You know what I'm saying? No pun intended.
Facts. Another dope rap dad moment for you was Hustler's Wife. And on the hook, you said, "Don't let my daughter be a hustler's wife." What type of conversations are you having or have you had with your daughters around dating and things like that?
Man, I just tell them, if y'all interested in a guy and you're going to be spending time around him, bring him to me. Let me meet him. Off the bat.
Right.
Off the bat, within the first few weeks. If you feel like if you hang out with this guy once or twice, before the third time, bring him around so I can vet him. So I can see who his favorite football team, how he dressed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like his vernacular. You know what I'm saying? I want to know those things because I got input. You know what I'm saying? It might be good, might be bad, but it's going to be key. You're going to need this information whether you like it or not. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I tell them. And it's a respect thing too. If you're dating someone's daughter and you meet them, you look at them in the eyes, you're going to have a certain respect for them when you're not in the room. You know what I'm saying? For your daughter, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely,
so,
bro.
I tell them, nah, man, y'all got to bring them guys around me. You know what I mean?
No, I love that. There's so many gems in there, but I can't let this one slip away. What their favorite football team is, because I feel like, and maybe you might feel different, but I feel like any Cowboy fan is a big red flag for me, bro.
Definitely, man. What are you doing rooting for the Cowboys?
Like what
especially if you're not from Dallas.
Talk about it.
Those
if you
are
don't
the worst
have
ones.
Come on, bro.
Those
if you
are
ain't
the
never
worst
been to
ones.
Texas,
there's people in Buffalo who root for Dallas.
That's insane.
After them 2 Super Bowls we lost back to back.
Insane, bro.
That's crazy. You know what I'm
Insane.
saying? She can never bring one of them home.
My God.
I'm gonna be at the door with a shotgun.
Right, we on the same page. I love that. But talk about that, because there's obviously that famous scene in Bad Boys where Will and Martin are meeting his daughter. Like, what's your approach when your daughter brings a guy into the crib? Are you Benny the Butcher or are you dad?
I'm definitely dad, but I'm Benny the Butcher by default because that's who that person gonna see me as when I walk in the room. You know what I mean? And Benny the Butcher is dad, so I'm being regular. I'm not being too aggressive and nothing like that. You know what I mean? I ain't knowing that. I'm just filling the person out. You know what I'm saying? I can't speak for, just like Bad Boys, I can't speak for none of the homies if anybody, you know what I'm saying, else in the building. I can't speak for their vetting process.
Right.
You got to go through theirs too because that's their niece, that's their, you know what I'm saying, cousin, whatever. So, yeah, you know what I mean? I'm just regular. I'm going to ask key questions and I'm going to pay attention to key things, you know what I'm saying, for sure.
Word. So there was an incident that happened in Houston where you got shot at a Walmart.
Yeah.
How did that impact your relationship with your daughters? How did you deliver that news to them? Like, what was that like?
The first thing I did is just let them know I was okay. Before they heard anything from the news, I called them like, I'm all right. You know what I'm saying? And, just let them know, they probably realized like, damn, Pop's successful and he rapping and everything, but, he ain't safe. You know what I'm saying? Just to let them know I'm in the field every day. I'm still grinding. Just because we making a lot of money don't mean we put up. You know what I mean? We ain't at that point yet. You know what I'm saying? We running around grinding, but it's definitely a situation that I could have kept myself out of, and I have been lately. But it's like, just get people, just put me under a microscope and let people know, like, rappers, we in the field. If they haven't seen it already, what we go through. You know what I mean?
So how did they take to it over the course of like the next couple of months or a year? Were they more protective of you? Were they more concerned about you? Like, what was that like?
Yeah, Kiera definitely was calling me more, you know what I'm saying? She the oldest. She definitely was calling me more, you know what I'm saying? Asking me, am I all right, you know what I'm saying? Paying attention to me more. But I was good, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure they paid attention. I was moving with more security, and even now, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of places I don't go. You know what I'm saying? Just moving different, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure they could see that. All
right, we're going to close this out. With a rapid fire game. It's called First and Last. So your first memory of fatherhood.
I remember my father, like me being a father.
Anything. Fatherhood in general.
I remember my father picking me up and throwing me up in the sky. You know what I'm saying? He a big dude, 6'4", 200 and something pounds. You know what I'm saying? I'm a skinny kid. Him picking me up and throwing me up, and I love that. He used to throw me up high. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
And only my dad did that. Nobody else did that but my dad.
That's amazing. I love that you touched on that, right? Because for a lot of people, fatherhood, they assume begins when they become a father. But you said it very early in this interview. Like, your first interactions with fatherhood is the relationship that you have
100%.
with your own.
100%.
And that's so important because we don't realize at times, us as fathers, you know, we're setting an example for our children, either what they should be looking for in a partner that will be a father or the father that they should be moving forward. So that's so important. The last time you had to discipline your child and why?
Last time I had to discipline her, Germany, is when we went out to Dave and Buster's. And it was a family thing. I invited the whole family. And she was supposed to take her stepsister straight home. You know what I'm saying? And she probably like went a couple other places before she took her home, and it was late. You know what I'm saying? So she kind of wasn't truthful about it. So I had to take the car from her.
Okay.
I take the car from her, and I feel bad for taking the car from her, but it was about like being truthful and just, you know what I mean, and just doing what I asked you to do.
Right.
You know what she said though?
What'd she say?
She didn't say this to me. So she said this to her godfather, my best friend. She was like, he mad at me, but he was like, when he was my age, he was selling crack.
Oh my God.
I'm like, oh word. I'm gonna crack your head.
Yo.
Kids crazy, man.
Kids are wildin', bro.
Right,
My goodness, man. First concert you ever took your kids to, you remember?
Soulja Boy.
Oh.
I took him to a Soulja Boy concert, and they both had the glasses.
Oh,
you
wow.
know what I'm saying?
That you
I
could
took him
barely
to
see
Soulja
through
Boy.
because he wrote white out on the front.
They had the matching jackets. Yep.
That's
Soulja
fire.
Boy. Yep, definitely.
That's
Niagara
amazing.
Falls Convention Center, for sure.
Last meal you cooked for your kids. You cooked this, Benny?
I can't remember. I do not cook.
No?
I do not cook. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure I did. Way back when they was eating breakfast.
Right.
When I'm whipping up breakfast, but I don't remember cooking. That's not my thing.
That's the staple dad meal. That's the meal of the breakfast.
Yep.
That's
Oatmeal.
it.
You know what I'm saying?
Oatmeal.
Dad
right.
oatmeal.
Come on. Do you remember one of their first words?
Germany first word. I mean, I don't. Like I said, I was away for that. But I remember when I came home, she was saying like, you know, kids learn yes and no real quick.
Immediately.
I mean, come on, let me put you that no. Like, what are you talking about?
Right. It's funny. I think that's the most popular first word is no. Because they hear that shit more than anything
Exactly.
else. Last time you had to apologize to one of your kids?
After I took the car.
Wait a minute. Why'd you apologize?
I don't know. I'm a sucker.
Yo, that's some dad girl. That's some girl dad stuff, right?
No, you know. I feel like I yelled at her.
Okay.
I yelled at her. I know when my dad used to yell at me. I was selling crack cocaine. I used to have a pistol and everything. But when this man yelled at me, I cried.
Wow.
Still, you know what I'm saying? Still. And then she cried, and it reminded me of me. You know what I'm saying? I had to let her know, like, man, it ain't that serious. My dog, we good. He was just wilding. You know what I'm saying? Let her know that.
Yo, I love that, man. I love that because what a great example of a man you're showing them. Because, you know, men, when you mess up, you have to, if you're a man, you apologize.
You have to.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. You
That's
have to.
what's up. All right, Benny, man. Thanks so much, man.
Yes, sir.
Really
Appreciate you, brother.
You're officially a rap dad.
Yes, sir, man. Good luck with them 3 boys, man.
Hey, man.
I know
likewise.
the house is loud over there.
It's loud, and it's never any food, bro.
Exactly.
Ever any food, bro.
Right.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
On the next episode of the Rap Dads Show.
Generational wealth ain't property. Ain't no man that I ever met that said he wanted to leave generational wealth for his kids and looked at it in terms of material. I never met a man that died that left that.